What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another Prize Picks NBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 3 picks, get you winning some money over here on Prize Picks in the NBA tonight. We have a fantastic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game slate. So there is plenty to like. I have already detected a bunch of plays that I really do like. Some plays so good, I think they're going to get taken off the board pretty soon here, to be honest with you. I already sent those into the VIP members. If you would like to become a KJK DFS VIP member, you can. That is linked below in the description. I think it would be a great day to do so. Like I said, I already got some picks sent in that I think probably will be pulled off the board. Had another really solid night over there. We had some nice winners in the winner circle. YHOD, I really like this ticket. I went with a bunch of value alerts that I had sent in and ran over there on Underdog with a nice $200 win. So a shout out there. Almost another 6-man sweep for myself, almost another $10,000 win. It came down to my play of the day as well. DeJounte Murray, the over 5.5 assists. That was a play that I was very, very high on. And unfortunately, he let us down. He dropped 2 dimes in like the first minute of that game and then did not proceed to get any more assists the entire game. I could not believe it, but overall, the picks were really solid. A 5-1 ticket right there, as you can see. If you do want to get access to every single one of my tickets, all my picks, all my value alerts, all that stuff, once again, the VIP member package is the way to go. If you just want to get access to a cheaper alternative, a lower tier package, you can get access to all my core plays once all my research is done. And go ahead and mix and match your own tickets, make your own picks. But like I said, those value alerts, those tickets are going to be sent to you right away in this package for the VIP. I do have some picks that I really like today. And like I said, I do have one pick in particular I just found that has such good value. I would anticipate it's probably going to be taken off the board here. So I'm not going to be sharing that one with you guys, most likely because it's going to be gone. So we'll just talk about some fantasy score props once again. The reason I've been doing a lot of fantasy score props to the public is because a lot of the other props are going to end up getting bumped. You're not going to get them at the same value that I do with those value alerts. So I don't really think that's providing you with too much value. When I'm providing you with a pick, you can't even get it at the same line that I'm telling you to play it at. So I've been sticking with these fantasy score props to the public for that reason. Trying to help you guys as much as I can. Got 3 that I do really like. We'll be breaking it down. If you enjoy this content, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. It is free. It takes 2 seconds to do. It does greatly help me out, and I'll be providing this content to you guys for free all NBA season long to help you out. Trying to get all those videos up to 500 likes. If you can help me get there, that would be awesome. And if you have not checked out Prizepicks, you can check them out today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. Get some free money to start playing with these picks today. So first game I'd like to discuss is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Charlotte Hornets. This game has a 223.5 over-under. It is a 7.5 point spread in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell has been ruled out, which is going to increase some usage on the Cavs side, but also is going to make this game have a much higher chance of actually staying close. The spread has dipped down to a 7.5 point spread in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers, which isn't bad at all, considering the current stage of this Charlotte Hornets team, dealing with a lot of their core stars being injured, etc. But I want to talk about Nick Richards because he's taken over the starting center position here with Mark Williams being hurt, and his fantasy point production has been really, really good over these last 3 games, and he has to take on a big front court in the Cleveland Cavaliers, so he should get plenty of minutes. Evan Mobley's still going to be in the front court. I will say there is no Jared Allen, so not quite as big of a front court as we're typically seeing, but Nick Richards has been playing right around 30 minutes, and the fantasy point production has been fantastic. A lot of blocks, a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists for a center as well to go along with those points. 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 15 points last time at the time prior. 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 blocks, 9 points. 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 13 points. You do get 3 points for every one of those blocks. He's been massive as far as that's concerned for the fantasy score. And over a 110.9 minute sample size in the last week with him on the court, he's putting up 1.13 fantasy points per minute. So that's really, really good, obviously. If he's going to play 30-plus minutes, you do the math, that's going to add up to over 30 fantasy points. And you compare it to his season-long fantasy point production, it is way up. On the season, he's only putting up 1.05 fantasy points per minute, 15% usage rate, and once again, he's only playing like 18 minutes typically. Now he's up in the 30s. And also 1.05 fantasy point production would still be good enough to surpass where his fantasy score prop is set if he's going to play around 30 minutes. Because Prizepicks does have his fantasy score prop only set at 27.5. So I think we're getting some really good value on this line. He's crushed this in each of his 3 starts. 33.5 against Detroit, 35.1 against Utah, 42.4 last time against Cleveland. And I once again do have him projected in the mid-30s here in this one. Kind of all makes sense. I just talked about his fantasy point production on a permanent basis. He's playing around 30 minutes. I've got him getting, 33, 34 Fantasy points in this one from a base projection aspect. He's playing 30.6 minutes in the last 3 games compared to only 17.6 over a 30-game sample size. So for all these reasons, I do think that he is a fantastic play. Nick Richards, we're going with the over 27.5 fantasy score for him for pick number 1. Once again, the game should stay a lot closer with no Donovan Mitchell. They're going to have to play him big minutes anyways regardless, but that's just a nice little bonus. They have a very thin bench right now due to the Charlotte Hornets, so do expect Nick Richards' success to continue here, especially where this prop is set. So that's going to be pick number 1. Pick number 2, we got another great game environment. It's going to be the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This game has a 233.5 over under 1.5 point spread in favor of the OKC Thunder. So expected to stay close, expected to fly, expected to be a lot of scoring. That's all good things for fantasy scoring, fantasy goodness. And I would like to discuss on the Brooklyn side, the point guard Spencer Dinwiddie, another guy, new team. Fantasy point production has been way up. You look at his usage and his fantasy point production on Brooklyn. We're talking about a 24.4% usage rate with a 1.06 fantasy point per minute production. That is very, very good. You look at his season-long rate as far as what he's been putting up. Not nearly as good because, once again, wasn't exactly always on Brooklyn. Didn't have as big of a role as he does now. He's putting up 0.93 fantasy points per minute on the season with only a 22% usage rate. 34 minutes per game. Once again, the minutes have been way up for him as well. You look at Dinwiddie, he's going to play in the upper 30s. Per game. You put him in this type of game environment, once again, with the massive total. These are all going to be really, really good things for him to produce at a high rate here. 38 minutes last time out, 45 minutes the time prior. Look at how he's getting the job done. The assists have been way up, which is really, really good. Those assists certainly do add up quick in the fantasy scoring format. You get 1.5 for every one of those assists. That's going to be the top thing that you can get besides blocks and steals. So these assists certainly do add up quick. He's projected to go out there and get a lot of assists again on the books here tonight. And other categories, not bad as well. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. Good job there as far as the rebounds are concerned for a point guard. 3 rebounds, 11 assists, 29 points a time prior. So very well-rounded. He can get you those blocks and steals naturally just being out there on the floor for upper 30s minutes, if not 40 plus. All really, really good things. And once again, I do have it projected over where Prizepicks has the fantasy score prop set here today. Oklahoma City giving up 6.8 field goals per game to point guard starters. Spencer Dinwiddie also scoring 37.66 fantasy points per game in 17 underdog games. So he tends to play good when his team is an underdog. That doesn't hurt our feelings. But bottom line is I've got him projected to go out there and put up 40-plus fantasy points. You look at where the line is set over here on Prizepicks. They've got him in the upper 30s. Spencer Dinwiddie's line currently set at 36.5 fantasy score. So I think this is too low. He's averaging 45.3 over his last 5. Has absolutely crushed us the last 2 times out, putting up 49 and 51 respectively. And I do think that trend continues here. Once again, in a 233.5 over under. So that's going to be pick number 2. We're going with the over 36.5 fantasy score for Spencer Dinwiddie. That'll be pick number 2. And then pick number 3, rounding things out, we're going to go on the other side of this game. Same thing, a guy that's been phenomenal all season long. Jalen Williams, I have loved targeting this guy. He's let me down a few times, but for the most part, he seems like he's just a lock every time I played him. Hopefully tonight isn't one of those letdown spots. Shai Gilgeous is back in the equation, but on the last 2 weeks with Jalen Williams on the floor, his production has been ridiculously good. 1.3 fantasy points per minute, a 23.9% usage rate over a 205-minute sample size. Compare that to his season-long rates. That is way up as far as what Jalen Williams is putting up. Season-long, 0.93 fantasy points per minute with an 18% usage rate. So, once again, a guy that's stepping up into a much larger role. It's kind of getting later in the season. A lot of teams are going to be wanting to develop their younger talent, I should say. And Jalen Williams playing in the mid to upper 30s every game. And he's just absolutely stuffing the stat sheet. I mean, every single way you could do it. 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Didn't even get any blocks and steals last time out and was still able to surpass, which is very rare for him, by the way. Put up 21 points in that game. Time prior, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 32 points. So he's going to score, he's going to rebound, he's going to assist, and then he's really, really good at racking up those blocks and steals, which can add up very quick in the fantasy score department. Anytime I see that a guy's really good at racking up those stocks, those extra stats, it gets me really excited to target the fantasy score. And the turnovers have been very modest as well. Only 4, 3, 1, 1, 2 turnovers. These are all very, very good things. And I do expect his success to continue. And I honestly expect his line to be set a lot higher very soon here. So we'll be taking advantage while we can get him. at this low 30s prop line. He's cleared this in each of the last 5 games. He's averaging 43.6 over the last 5. 30.5 fantasy score, I think, is simply too low. Once again, I've got him projected in the upper 30s, 37 fantasy score or more from a base projection. Brooklyn giving up 6.4 rebounds per game. Power forward starters are also giving up 5.9 field goals per game. Jalen Williams, been loving targeting this guy. And I'm going to go right back to him again here for pick number 3. We're going with the over 30.5 fantasy score for Jalen Williams. Just explained, it can get you there in so many different ways. Minutes are up. Usage is up. Young talent. They're going to keep playing in those minutes, trying to develop him into a better player for sure. So that's going to be my 3 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the NBA tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you haven't checked out the premium content packages, I don't know what you're waiting for. Once again, like I said, I really like the slate. Just share with you guys 3 picks that I'm really high on. But there's more to like. Like I said, there's one pick in particular I just sent into the Discord that I don't think will be on the board for too much longer, which is obviously a sign that it's a really great play. These kind of slates certainly do get me excited. Tons of value. Hoping it's going to be a good night for sure. Wishing you guys all the best of luck on your Prizepicks NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.